Hey everyone, it's Mari Clarke. I'm so excited to be guest designing today for Trinity Stamps and showcasing some of the products from their brand new release, including Classroom Cuties. How adorable is this stamp set? Tons of really sweet little images for back to school, some sentiments like back to school, good luck, so proud of you, and just a note, some really sweet little images, including a little drink, a backpack, some crayons, a bunch of other really sweet classroom themed items. This one is called Let's Ride Together, also adorable. I'm mostly going to be using this set today, but there's a little crossing guard, a school bus, bunch of really sweet sentiments, including "We appreciate you, make today great, kindness matters," lots of really sweet things. This is the Slimline Scallop die set, and it is absolutely so cool. I really enjoyed using this on my project today, and you'll just see here that I'm showing you that there's a larger die that cuts out your Slimline card front, a smaller scallop, and then there's some banners that are included for sentiments for your card, for your sentiments as well, which is very, very neat. I really like this set. I think it's so versatile. So many things you can do with that. And I'm going to be using that for my Slimline card today. You can see here I've used the larger die to cut out my front panel for my card. And I've got a bunch of the images from the stamp set on the window of my regular MISTI here. And I'm going to stamp out those images using some Memento Tuxedo Black ink because I am going to be doing some Copic coloring on with my images today. So you'll just see me getting these all stamped out with my Copic friendly ink. I'm going to stamp them out a couple of times and just make sure that my images are nice and solid here. And when I'm finished stamping those out, I'm also going to stamp those same images onto some masking paper because I am going to be doing a single layer card here today. So you can see that I've stamped those out also on a piece of masking paper, which I'm showing you here. My masking paper comes in a roll. It's Eclipse masking paper. And I'm just going to go ahead and trim out all of those little images and stick those down over top of the stamped out images on my Nina cardstock that I have on my Slimline paper there. So I'm just going to use my cutter bee scissors and get these all trimmed out and stick those down onto my image, as I said. I'm going to just go ahead now and I'm going to stamp my little crossing guard over top of that stop sign because I do have all of my masks in place now, and I'm going to stamp her over top of that stop sign, and in that way the stop sign will actually be in front of her and it will make it look like she's holding on to that stop sign. The stop sign will be in front. So anything that you stamp initially and then mask over top of, those first initial images will be at the forefront of your scene. This is the one of the Trinity Stamps blending brushes. These are really cool. I like the shape of them because that kind of narrow end on them allows you to get into kind of smaller areas. It's kind of a unique shape and I like that. I'm just showing you here how I am going to do some ink blending over top of my scene. And so because I do have all of my masks in place, I'm going to go ahead and ink blend over top of everything, and those masks will protect my stamped images. I am going to mask off the area just below the bus to protect that excuse me, that area, which is going to be where the street or the road is. So I'm just erasing the little pencil line that I had there to guide my where I wanted to put my mask. And I've put my masking paper over top of where I'm going to blend the road area. So my sky is a 2-color blend here. I'm using the Robin's Egg Distress Oxide ink, and it's not Robin's Egg, sorry, it's Speckled Egg, and I'm also using Tumble Glass. So I'm using those 2 blue colors for the sky, and then I'm going to use a couple of grays for my road, and the gray colors that I'm using are Hickory Smoke and Pumice Stone. I do clean my blending brush in between colors here. I just take the blending brush and I just wipe it off on some paper towel before I go into the next color, just so that I don't contaminate each of the colors with a different color. And I'm just starting off. I started off there with a pumice stone and then I went over top of that with the hickory smoke. It wouldn't really matter if you did it in the opposite order, but I do end up, I think, blending with the hickory smoke over top eventually of all of the pumice stone. Now I'm just using the masking paper again to mask off a little area where I have the lines for the crosswalk. And so I want to leave those little lines for the crosswalk white. And so the masking paper is just protecting the little white area there that I want to just be white. And you'll see there that I'm using a bunch of different pieces of masking paper just to make sure that my ink is only going exactly where I want it. Just going to pull up those different pieces of masking paper here and reposition them to get the rest of my road color in place. So the idea is that this is supposed to look like the area in front of the school where the crossing guard is safely getting the children across the street and the bus is waiting at the stoplight or at the traffic light. And I've just got the little clouds and the sun in the sky. There's a little bird that's just about ready to land on the top of the bus. And this is going to be my little scene. And I love how it turns out. These are such sweet stamps. And it was so easy to create just this really fun scene. And I just thought this would be a really cute card to give a worker at the school just to thank them for all of the extra effort that they put into making sure that our kids are safe and well looked after. So I love revealing the images after they've been masked off. This is probably one of my favorite parts of doing a single layer scene card with the masks. I think it's so fun taking those off. I wanted to just sprinkle a little bit of water over top just to kind of give some texture to that ink blended area. So I just put some water in the palm of my hand and I just flicked it on there, and now I'm just picking up the excess with my paper towel, and it does give that distress ink just kind of some texture there. Now I am going to do a bunch of Copic blending here, Copic marker work. I am going to put some music on for you here, and I will indicate on the screen here when the Copic marker coloring is finished. So if you wanted to just go ahead and go to that point if you don't want to watch the coloring, but if you want to watch the coloring, that is awesome too. So here we go. And so here we are, that coloring is all finished, and now I am stamping out a sentiment that is from the Classroom Cuties set. It says just a note, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp that onto my card front here with some, this is some VersaFine Onyx Black ink. It's a really nice crisp ink. I am going to actually do a little bit of clear embossing over top of that just to give it a little bit of shine and dimension. So you'll just see me grabbing my clear embossing powder. I'm going to let that just go over top of that inking there. You can see it's going to stick to that pigment ink, and that ink is a slow drying ink, so it's really great. That is going to allow that embossing powder to stick to it, and I'm just heated that up and melted it with my heat tool. And now my sentiment is all done on the front of my card. Now I have taken that card panel and I have put some foam double-sided tape on the back of it just to pop it up off of my card base. This is a Slimline card base that I'm using here. Just kind of got some aqua cardstock that kind of matches the sky color with my ink blending. And so I'm just going to press that down so that that's nice and adhered, and that just gives some nice dimension to the front of my card. I'm adding a little ellipsis point after the sentiment, just a note, and that indicates there's more inside. And now you can see the sentiment on the inside of the card says, just wanted to thank you. And that sentiment is from the Let's Ride Together set. And I've also stamped out and colored one of the children from the Classroom Cuties set. And I'm going to just put a little bit of foam adhesive on the back of my little student here. And I'm going to put her down underneath the sentiment there just to pop her up. And I just thought that was really cute. I thought that was fun. And I just thought this would be such a really cute card, like I said before, to give a worker in the school setting, to thank them for, just everything that people do that is so kind and good and makes kids feel safe at school. Now I'm taking a clear Wink of Stella pen and I'm adding some glitter, shimmer, and shine to a bunch of different areas on my card. I just find that the Wink of Stella glitter pen just kind of brings the color out. It makes it more vibrant and rich. So I'm going to use it on a variety of different areas here, including on my bus, my crossing guard, a little bit here and there and everywhere, just to kind of add that shine. And then I'm going to add some other products as well to give my card front some detail, including a little bit of Nouveau Glaze. Well, I'm just going to add a little bit of Wink of Stella to my little girl on the inside of my card too, and give her some sparkle and shine as well. And I'm also going to take a white gel pen and add some other details to my card. For example, my little girl here, I'm going to give her some polka dots on her headband. I'm also going to give her some polka dots on her leggings, and I've colored her leggings and her headband to match, so that kind of coordinates together for her little outfit there. And then I'm just taking my black gel pen here and just darkening up the mouth and the nose and the eyes a little bit, just because sometimes when you add the different coloring on the stamped image, some of the dark lines kind of tend to get a little bit smudged. Not smudged, but they're not as crisp, and I just wanted to crisp them up. So I'm just going ahead and adding more detail to the front here. So like I said, that Nouveau Glaze, I really love the dimension that this adds to a card, and so I added that to the traffic light, to the safety lights on the school bus, to the sun, to the stop sign, a bunch of different areas on the card. And once that's dry, like, it just looks so cool. I love it. I love how that just creates that extra bit of pizzazz to a card. And this Nouveau Glaze is really fun to use too, just because it is really easy to control as it's coming out of that container with that really nice precision tip on it. I'm taking a bunch of stickles here. I'm going to be using silver, and I'm just looking at this other color, Stardust are the two colors that I use today. Just adding dots of stickles here and there, once again on my bird, on the clouds, a little bit on the pants of my crossing guard, a little bit on her vest, just to add a little bit more sparkle and detail to my project. I am again going to take that black gel pen and just darken some of the lines here on my card. And that's going to be it. I had so much fun working with these products from Trinity Stamps. There are so many fun things that you should check out in the shop, including all of their really fun embellishments. I don't know if you've checked out all of their like little sparkly sequins and rhinestone mixes and all that kind of thing. Just so much fun over there. Make sure you check it out. Check out the new release. It is so awesome. All the links are in the description box below. Thanks so much, and I hope to see you again here on Trinity Stamps.